The overall goal of this procedure is to determine voluntary exercise endurance in laboratory mice. This is accomplished by first allowing the mouse to acclimate to the procedure room in its home cage for 1 to 2 hours. The mouse is then allowed to acclimate to the treadmill and the sound of the motor. Next, the treadmill speed is gradually increased until the mouse runs comfortably at its maximal sustained rate. The final step is to determine when the mouse has reached exhaustion. Ultimately, the amount of time the mouse has run to exhaustion reveals a measure of exercise endurance without the confounding effects of stress from use of a shock grid.
The main advantage of this technique is that it is a refinement of existing methods for determining exercise endurance in mice, primarily because it does not use a shock grid to encourage the mice to run, thus reducing the confounding effects of stress, both for the animal and for the experiment.
Decide in advance on experimental groups and post-exercise procedures for mice. Place the treadmill on a sturdy cart or table in a quiet room dedicated to this procedure during the running trials. Set the treadmill for mouse-sized lanes and at an inclination appropriate to the protocol. The inclination of +5 degrees is used here to obviate muscle damage due to eccentric exercise that occurs during downhill running. Place an absorbent pad below the treadmill belt to catch feces. Allow the mouse to acclimate to the procedure room in its transported home cage with cage mates for 1 to 2 hours. Select a single mouse and record its